Hi everyone. Let's begin the presentation with what is the problem with our current food system. Based on the level of processing, we can differentiate our foods into three categories. The first one is unprocessed or minimally processed foods. So, here, fresh fruits, vegetables, and greens come under the unprocessed foods category, and beans, dals, dried fruits, and nuts and seeds, and spices like turmeric powder, chili powder, and coriander seeds powder come under the minimally processed foods category. Then the second category is processed foods. Here, refined products like white sugar, maida, white rice, and oil come under this category. So whatever we make using these ingredients become processed foods. For example, if we make some sweets using a lot of sugar, oil and maida, they will become processed food even though it is made at home. You might have heard when people say like I have stomach issues even though I eat homemade food. The reason for the health issue is they make food at home using these processed ingredients. The third category is ultra processed foods, which include soft drinks, biscuits, ice cream, jam, chocolates, wafers. Basically, these foods are so addictive because you feel like it's so delicious, but it's extremely dangerous for your health. If you look at the ingredients of this food, you can see that it has a lot of sugar, salt, and also artificial ingredients like preservatives, colors, flavors, thickening agent, and it has not at all having real ingredients like beans, nuts and seeds, and dry fruits. The problem with our current food system is many people focus on eating processed foods and ultra processed foods, but they eat very less amount of real foods. No wonder why we are suffering from many lifestyle diseases like diabetes, heart disease, high cholesterol, PCOD, thyroid, obesity, gut issues as a community. So when we eat food which is made using unprocessed and minimally processed ingredients, we can avoid lifestyle diseases and prevent premature aging and live happily. Next, we see the negative effects of animal based diet on human health. So, when animals eat food and drink water which are having pesticides, that starts accumulating in their body fat over time. And also, animals are grown in overcrowded and unsanitary conditions in factory farms. So, to prevent pest infestation, animals are given pesticides that also can be accumulated inside their fat tissues over time. That's why animal based foods have more pesticide residues than plant based foods. When we eat these animal based foods, we directly consume a concentrated amount of pesticides, which is extremely bad for our health. Next problem is antibiotic resistance. Worldwide, more antibiotics are consumed by animals than humans. When we eat animal based foods, we may get antibiotic resistant bacteria, which is extremely dangerous to our health. Then, cholesterol and saturated fat. Only animal based foods are having cholesterol, which is not available in plant based foods. Cholesterol is not an essential nutrient to humans because humans can make their own cholesterol. High cholesterol increases the risk of heart diseases. Also, animal based foods like meat, ghee, butter, milk, and fish have more saturated fat, which also increases the level of cholesterol. And the another reason to avoid animal based food is TMAO production. TMAO means trimethylamine N oxide. When you eat animal based foods like beef, pork, eggs, milk, and fish, your body will produce TMA using choline, carnitine, and lecithin, which is present in animal based foods. Then your liver will convert this TMA into TMAO, which is the indicator of heart diseases and stroke. This TMAO is highly inflammatory and it creates a lot of lifestyle diseases like kidney disease, heart disease, liver disease, and cancer. And then the next problem with animal based food is heme iron. Basically, there are two types of iron. One is heme iron, which is present in animal based foods, and the other one is non heme iron, which is present in plant based foods. Heme iron can be absorbed easily by our body compared to non heme iron. But the problem will start when you take an excessive amount of heme iron. For example, if you need only 20 milligram of iron per day, but you take 25 milligram of heme iron from animal based foods, Your body doesn't know how to eliminate this excess 5 milligram of heme iron. So this excess heme iron will create inflammation and lot of lifestyle diseases like heart disease, gut issues and certain types of cancer. The good thing about non-heme iron which is present in plant-based food is even though you take excess non-heme iron, your body know how to eliminate this. The next reason to avoid animal based food is our digestive system is not designed to process meat because animal based foods like meat, fish, eggs are not having fiber. But fiber is extremely important to digest our food. Fiber is like a brush that cleanses our intestine. Unlike carnivore's digestive system, human digestive system is very complex and long. So, when we eat fiberless food like meat, it starts decaying in our intestine and it ferments and rots and produces a lot of toxic byproducts like uric acid. And it creates acidic waste and irritates our gut and creates a lot of lifestyle diseases. Then the reason to avoid milk is neither healthy nor natural to humans. You might have heard that worldwide many people are suffering from lactose intolerance. Milk is having lactose sugar. To digest this lactose sugar, we need lactase enzyme. This lactase enzyme break this lactose sugar and convert it into glucose and galactose. This lactase enzyme production will be decreased after the weaning phase of our life. When we don't have this lactase enzyme, this lactose sugar will be fermented by bacteria and cause irritation and bloating by producing gas and acid. And it also causes acne on your face. Now you might be having the clear idea why we need to avoid animal based foods. In industrial agriculture practices, animals are mistreated and a lot of cruelty practices happening to animals to get their milk, eggs, meat, fish and honey. In the egg industry, male chicks are killed using a grinder the day they have born. Hens are kept in small wire cages for their whole life without letting them to see even the sunlight. And they have not been given chance to use their wings to fly and see the world. In the dairy industry, they follow a very cruel practice that is artificial insemination to make her pregnant. And they don't even allow her kids to drink her milk. If she gives a male calf, they will send it to the slaughter industry for the meat production or they will send it to the leather industry for leather jackets production. Honeybees are really hardworking. Do you know just to make 1 teaspoon of honey, they need to spend their entire life. In the fish industry, they don't follow any humane practices for fish and they have been treated just as a commodity. Animals are being mistreated since the day they have born. Really, everyone should know about this and we should not be the part of these cruel practices. Next, we will see the negative effects of animal based diets on environment. Animal agriculture is not sustainable. It needs a lot of resources. Compared to plant based foods, meat and milk production consumes a lot of water, and we need more land for feed production for trillions of animals, which is the reason for the deforestation. Animal agriculture is responsible for greenhouse gas emissions like methane, which creates global warming and climate change. Compared to rich people, people who are living under poverty will be affected by this climate change and pollution. Now you can understand that animal based food is not good for health, not good for animals and not good for environment. So why should we eat? Now let's see the benefits of plant based foods. A lot of studies show that a well balanced vegan food can prevent many lifestyle diseases. One study found that vegans may benefit from a 15% lower risk of developing cancer. Another study found that eating legumes regularly may reduce your risk of colorectal cancer by 19 to 18%. According to National Cancer Institute, eating high amounts of plant-based foods reduces your risk of several types of cancer like stomach cancer, lung cancer, mouth cancer, throat cancer, and it may also reduce the risk of colon cancer, prostate cancer, and pancreatic cancers. Unlike animal based foods, plant based foods are free from cholesterol and they also have less amount of saturated fat, which is very good for your heart health. Fiber, which is present only in plant based food, is the food for good bacteria which resides inside our gut. That's why fiber is also called as prebiotic. Like animal based foods, processed foods also not having fiber. This fiber is very important for your gut health. When you eat fiber rich foods, you won't feel hungry very easily because fiber makes you feel fuller for a longer time. So it's really helpful for reducing weight and controlling diabetes. And fiber also helps to reduce your cholesterol level and helps to remove toxins from our body. Naturally, whole food plant based have less calories and more nutrients, which is very important to maintain your healthy weight and stay away from lifestyle diseases. Now you know that what kind of plant-based foods we need to eat and why we need to avoid animal-based foods. Now let's see how we can follow plant-based lifestyle in a smart way. When you decided to start following plant-based foods, you need to replace your animal-based ingredients with plant-based ingredients to make your favorite dish. For example, if you used to make coffee or tea or smoothie using dairy milk, you need to replace it with plant based milk like soya milk, oats milk, almond milk, cashew milk. There are variety of plant based milk. Do you know you can make milk even from sprouted millets? So simple and healthy, right? If you used to have butter for your paratas or rotis or bread, you can substitute this dairy butter with a variety of nut butters like peanut butter, cashew butter, almond butter, pumpkin seed butter. These nut butters are much healthier option than dairy butter because it's free from cholesterol and they have less saturated fat. If you used to make a variety of curries using paneer, you just need to replace it with tofu. You can use the same masalas for this tofu curry. And tofu can be made either by using soya or peanuts. Even tofu can be made using lentils like tur dal and masoor dal. And instead of dairy cheese, you can use nut based cheese like cashew cheese. Believe me, it's so healthy and delicious. Then you can substitute meat with dals and beans or smoked tofu, which are rich in protein and iron. You can make kebabs using beans, and you can use the same spice mix in kebabs that you used to add to make your non-veg items. Then you can substitute fish with chia seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts. They have a good amount of omega 3 fatty acids. You can even substitute eggs with tofu or chickpea flour. So instead of making egg burji, you can make tofu burji. And also use chickpea flour batter to make omelette, which tastes slightly similar to egg omelette. And you can use date paste instead of honey. So simple, right? You can easily substitute animal based ingredients with easily available healthy plant based ingredients. Now let's see how to eat balanced plant based diet. First thing people think when they turn plant based is where I will get my protein. So to get your protein on plant based diet, you need to eat dals and beans with your rice or roti. Try to include at least 50 gram of uncooked dal like tur dal, mung dal or beans like chickpeas, mung beans with each meal. This 50 gram of dals or beans will become 100 to 150 gram after cooking. And include dals and beans to your poha or upma or semia to make it as protein rich. The next thing people worry about is calcium. You can easily get calcium if you include sesame seeds, greens and ragi. Even all kind of beans are having some amount of calcium. You can add sesame seeds to your vegetable dish, salad, or you can mix with dough or batter. And greens can be eaten with your dals. You can even add moringa leaves powder to your rotis to make it nutrient rich. Then the next nutrient is omega 3 fatty acids. So try to eat 1 tablespoon of soaked chia seeds or 1 tablespoon of ground flax seed or 3 to 5 soaked walnuts to get your daily omega 3. And you can get your vitamin K from greens and iron and zinc from dals and beans and nuts and seeds. Then iodine you can get from iodized salt or seaweeds like nori and dulse. Then the next important thing is taking supplements for vitamin B12. So vitamin B12 is produced by bacteria and it's not produced by humans and it's not produced by animals. I tell you why we need to take supplements for this. When we were living in the most natural environment, we used to get B12 producing bacteria from vegetables that are taken from the soil, and we used to drink unfiltered well water. Now it is not safe to have well water and unwashed vegetables because well water might be having pesticide residues, microplastics, and vegetables are not organic. So for this era, we should definitely use filtered water and need to clean vegetables to remove pesticides residues. So this filtration and cleaning process will also remove B12 producing bacteria. That's why we have to take supplements for B12. Nowadays, animals are also supplemented with B12 because they are not living in a natural environment. So they can't get B12 producing bacteria naturally. So rather than depending on animal based foods for B12, we can directly take supplements. Then to get vitamin D, daily you need to get sunlight for at least 30 minutes. But it might not be possible for many people. So for them, taking supplements is the best way to avoid deficiency. In this plate, you can see that I added dals and beans for protein, iron, calcium, and zinc. And this lemon is for iron absorption because vitamin C helps to absorb iron very easily. Then I added greens and sesame seeds for calcium and vitamin K. And these walnuts for omega 3 fatty acids and beans for again calcium, protein, iron and zinc. And these whole grains and vegetables for other vitamins and minerals. So try to fill your plate with all colors and a variety of plant-based foods to get all nutrients and make your meal balanced one. It will help you to prevent nutritional deficiency and also will help you to age gracefully. And that's all for today's presentation. I hope it helps. Thank you for listening.